Hello, and welcome back to Violet Memoir. We're, I guess, doing research with the boys, Trucking along on this project. We're doing a lot of work on this project, and also none at all. I feel like we've made no progress, despite how much time we're talking about it. I don't know. Lucas isn't the only one affected by the look of it, as Oscar also seems just as restless. He's irrelevant but coy. Yes, and I'm doing great, guys. Now it looks like he's actively trying to force conversation. Likely all this work and no play isn't fitting for someone like him.
I can talk to the guys on the football team. Most of them don't go to the gym. I do, but a few guys there know them.
We can't do that right now. Lele's voice is firm, but not unkind, like a parent telling one of their children no.
It's just a short jog. I think you guys wouldn't even notice I'm gone before I'm back. I'll be there and back in a flash.
It's hard not to notice, when you're here and... Wait. It's hard to not notice that I was missing a word? Okay. Not notice when you're, here, when you're as loud as a fire alarm. So obnoxious and insistent. Like usual, Oscar doesn't look offended by Lucas's comment. It's hard to tell if Oscar just doesn't understand he's insulting him, or just chooses to ignore it. Maybe he just thinks it's cute. Actually, I think that's exactly it. He looks towards me and gives a wink. It's lacking any form of subtlety. Yes. Making his intention with the fox clear as day. The sigh that Lele releases in response says more than any words he could mutter.
Plus, I might show up without a shirt. Always prefer working out shirtless when I can. Don't wear a lot when swimming, you get. Would probably cause too much of a distraction.
Lucas makes a struggling whimper and looks over towards me with a panicked expression, but there's a hint of something else in there. I think the blush showing through the fur is a sign that there's a part of him that doesn't entirely disapprove. Oscar grabs the hem of his tank top and begins to pull it up before he's stopped by a sharp voice, the tone cutting through the air. Oscar! His smile only grows, but he concedes and lets go of his shirt. He offers a shrug towards me, like he doesn't understand what Lele's going on about, but I don't think anyone is buying his innocence. That breaks the tension between the group, and I can feel myself relaxing again. It looks like everyone else has as well. Oscar works in strange but effective ways. Lily decides to speak for the first time, speak first, and I'm thankful for that. I've never been good in social situations, so it's good to have someone to help with them. I think it'll be best if we talk to them about another day. I think looking up more about them is a great idea. Just make sure you're being respectful and don't pry too deep, okay?
I'll be fine.
Lucas gets up and walks a couple steps back to the computer before he stops and turns towards Oscar. His whiskers are twitching, and his whiskers are twitching, and it looks like his whole body is twitching. He looks nervous.
Do you think you can help me? I'm not very familiar with sports. It's never been something I've been interested in. Too brutish. I prefer books to legally beating people up.
He crosses his arms and looks to be digging his claws into his sleeves. His ears are pressing down hard against his head, and he's looking everywhere except towards us. But what catches my eye the most is the look his tail just But what catches my eye the most is the way his tail just loses all life and hangs limp behind him. Okay. I think he's embarrassed with himself, maybe even angry. Oscar isn't having any of that and slides up next to the fox. I'm expecting him to press up against him like he does to me, but he only gives him a smile and a little pat on the back. The touch is respectful, and that's something more shocking than I think anyone expected. I don't think anyone's more surprised than the fox, though. His entire body pricked up as soon as the otter got close, but now he's just looked surprised. There's no words as they walk towards the computer and sit down. Lele looks towards me, and something crosses his face that I can't explain. It seems sorrowful, but also proud. Everything okay? It slips out my mouth before I can stop it, but Lele seems to have expected it and nods. Shaking off the gloomy aura, I think I can even see the tiniest twitch of a smile, but he turns away before I can get a good look. He looks actually happy, with something that Oscar did, no less. There's an embarrassment to him that I'm not used to seeing. I wonder if it's for being proud of himself, proud of something that Oscar did, or because I caught him doing it.
Fine. Good, actually. I hope he stays like that. For your sake.
For my sake? But he doesn't give me any response. Instead, he just walks towards the other two, who are already bickering about something. He just slides back into his slot against the wall, letting them continue as they please while quietly observing them. But there's a warmth to their argument. It's not friendship, but there's less of a distance between all of them. Of all of us, because I'm a part of them too. We're all together in this as classmates. As friends. If Helena had friends like this too, why did she end up the way that she did? What happened exactly? It just doesn't look like something she'd do under normal circumstances. But then again, people are capable of awful things, terrible, cruel things that can completely destroy someone's life. Even a single mistake can completely ruin everything. Okay. The next couple of entries are short and simple, just quick updates about her life, just the regular, ordinary days of college freshmen with absolutely nothing spectacular mixed in. Shopping with Mercy. They have a weekly tradition of getting iced coffee and drifting between stores. Funnily enough, Mercy doesn't actually like coffee, so her choice tends to be super flavored. Going to the bar with Quinn. If it's a good night, then Quinn ends up heading off with some guy and Conrad takes her home. From the sounds of it, they go out as a trio often, even as a group of 4 if Mercy tags along. Things with Conrad are going slow and steady, the occasional date and text, but nothing more. He hasn't even made any moves on her. They're taking their time with things, though it does sound like he's being a gentleman. But then I come across an entry that catches my immediate attention. Happy birthday, Mom. I just got off the phone with you, and I just had to write now. I'm sorry I couldn't get you a present, but I wouldn't even know how to ship them to you on time, but I'll get you something when I come visit. It's strange, not being home for your birthday. We can't go out to get our nails done together. I think that's the first in like 10 years. Mercy and I are going out later to get them done. I'll make sure to send you a photo of them. I know you'll send one back. You better not get those neon green nails again, though. They're so ugly. I know things have been hard lately, but I want you to know that I love you more than anyone else. There's no way I'll ever let anyone hurt you. I'll call you again later. I promise. It'll always be just you and I against the world, no matter what. So just keep being strong for the both of us. There's a poignant silence between Lily and me. Okay. The weight of that entry hanging between us. I know she's reading it along with me. The only noises piercing this somber atmosphere is the quiet bickering between Oscar and Lucas. It's comforting reading it with her. It's not like the other night. It doesn't feel like it's suffocating me. Nothing particularly bad has happened in the diary so far. In fact, the tone has been pretty beat up, but that just makes the sickly feeling in my stomach worse. As she can sense my thoughts, as she reaches a hand over and takes my own. There's no spark, it's completely platonic, and somehow that's everything because that means I have a friend. Someone who sees me as only a friend and likes me for me. Thanks. It's no problem. Excuse me. We gotta be there for each other. We're almost in the adult world now, and everyone isn't going to look out for us anymore, so it's up to us to help each other out. The feeling of her claws through my fur, that's what that says, brings back memories of summer vacation long ago. My mom's claws scratching the back of my ear as Marcus bandages up the gauze on my knee. He hugged me, and they never let me go until I stopped crying. Pulling me away, Lily sits up straight and gives me a smile as I close the book, content for the day. The deep violet of the cover is forever burned into my brain by this point. All done? Oh, whoops. Sorry, give me a second, guys. That sounds like not good. Not good indeed. Oh, okay. Well, let me just... we'll do this. And... don't bleed through the microphone, please. There we go. There we go. Oh, wait, give me a minute. We will... Sorry, my headphones ran out of... What's it called? No? Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I can reset all these settings. It will not take too long. There we go. And I'll just move the microphone closer to me. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. Alright. The real question screams out louder than the one said. Sorry. It says, "Are you okay?" That is the question, isn't it? The whole diary is weighing down on me. Stopping would be the best choice. Yeah, I'm fine. I think it's a good place to stop. We learned a little bit. Let's hope the boys found something better. I think back to the last entry in the diary. Something about the last entry felt a little strange to read. I feel like there's definitely something up with it. She had a good relationship with her mom, but I feel like there's something wrong. It's probably her dad. That catches me off guard. I did consider that possibility, but I didn't think she'd be so brash about it. What makes you think that? I don't know if he's dead or if they're divorced, but it looks like he's not involved in their life much anymore. It's probably why they're so close. She does seem really close with her mom. I love my mom, but we're not that close, and not since I was younger. What about you? Lily's face twists into an expression I can't describe before she just shakes her head. She opens her mouth and answers, but closes it instead. She looks towards the guy crowding around the computer, and I follow her gaze. It looks like the atmosphere here is even affecting them. There's less open talking, only the occasional mutter from Oscar into Lucas's ear that makes the fox's ears perk up. There's even a distance in their actions. While Lucas is still using the computer, Lele and Oscar are both on their phones. Things are... Her phone cuts her off, blaring loudly after checking the caller ID. She's standing up and heading off towards one of the aisles. I'll be back. I gotta make this phone call. Make sure things stay peaceful. I don't want to see Lucas clawing someone's eye out, okay? I don't think I can stop any fight from breaking out if something happens, but there's only one response I can give her. It's not like I can just tell her no. I'll try my best. She flashes me a smile before dashing down the closest aisle of books, her phone pressed against her head. Her loud voice echoes towards us for a few moments longer before disappearing deeper into the library. Looking towards the rest of our group, they're all staring into the direction Lily disappeared down before Lele looks back to me with his eyebrows raised. She's just got a call. And that seems to satisfy them before they go back to looking at their screens, still completely disconnected from each other. Reading the previous entry over again, I can't shake the feeling of melancholy this little message to her mother has. What did her mother feel when she found out her daughter killed her friends? What about when she killed herself? Did she get 2 calls or just one? Probably all together. I think it would just be one, right? Especially if those events were rather close to one another, right? You think it would just be the one phone call like, "Oh, by the way, your daughter Ruth stabbed and murdered all the friends. And then themselves after." Like, that was probably fun. I wonder if they were the worst calls of her life. A light pattering sound distracts me, and I notice little strains on the page. I'm crying. It's not a lot, but my eyes are watering. Did my chest always feel this heavy? Maybe doing this alone is a bad idea. Maybe. Without any warning, I'm suddenly pulled against something firm. There isn't even time for me to react before being lifted off my seat and enveloped in a heated cocoon.
Feeling any better?
Oscar, what are you doing? I can't stop myself from looking around the room in a panicked frenzy. When I finally see Lele and Lucas's gaze focused on us, I can't stop the sinking feeling in my stomach. Lucas's eyes are wide and his ears are standing erect. Whatever Oscar did, it's clear that he didn't expect it. Lele's shaking his head, and I think I can make out a sigh, but surprisingly, he doesn't look upset. In fact, he's smiling.
Cheer up. You're sitting on the best seat in the house.
What does that mean? Unless, looking down, I understand why everyone's reacting the way that they are. Oscar is now sitting in my chair with me sitting on one of his knees instead of somewhere more unsavory, much to my prayers. What are you... Why? Despite sitting on his lap, I can still look straight and see Oscar's face is... What? Oscar's face in its entirety. Okay. He's wearing the typical smile, but the rest of his expression surprises me. It's not the cocky expression I had been expecting, or even one filled with over-optimistic cheer, but instead, it's concern that covers his face.
Papa Bear over there told me to come cheer you up. Said he saw you crying.
His beautiful blue eyes are an ocean of worry, and there's a snap of pain in my chest at that thought that everyone might be worried about me. But most of all, surprise is flooding through my head. Lele told you to come?
Of course. What's so strange about that? I will say, back home, I'm known for my big smiles.
I just didn't think he'd... Looking towards Lele, he's still watching us. He looks to be trying to hide it. He's not doing a very successful job because even Lucas is looking at him with concern like he's expecting a bomb to explode. Explore? Explore. Explore.
You didn't think he'd choose someone like me.
That's not what I meant. That fishes out a laugh that rumbles through his chest. The feeling vibrates through me, and it's relaxing. Despite the embarrassment, this seating arrangement is extremely comfortable.
He said I'd be the best choice to cheer you up, and if I take any of my clothes off, that he'd break my arm.
There is a beat of silence between us, and Oscar's smiling face is unfaltering.
I didn't think he meant it.
Despite the wetness lingering around my eyes, a laugh pushes out of my throat. It's hoarse, but it makes Oscar's smiles grow. It's all the same. Thanks. I think I needed that.
Of course you did. Everyone needs some Oscar in them.
Okay. Were you always this shameless? And I'm just noticing, or are you going even harder? He smiles at my phrasing and waggles his eyebrows towards me. Whatever the answer is, it's clear that Oscar no longer is trying to hide his flirting, if he ever had been.
Too much. I can tone it back. Flirting's fun, but I don't want to make you uncomfortable, man.
Maybe a little. Sitting on your lap like this is a bit demanding. And just like that, he lifts me up with little effort and plops me down on the chair without a beat. He takes the seat next to me. There's a part of me that misses the warmth, but more so, I feel more comfortable. I'm not used to, I'm not used to so much physical affection, and so much as and as much as I enjoy the attention, it's a little too overwhelming.
Did it help you get your mind off of whatever was bothering you? You looked real messed up.
That's the Oscar I remember from the first day. The handsome stranger who saw something in distress and decided to help. He's got a weird way of doing it, and he often hides behind flirting, but it wouldn't be him without it. Alright, I'll end the part here, everyone, so I'll see you guys around.